Namaste. We are in week 3 of our 21-day journey from achievement to alignment. Today is our episode 15. There is a moment every morning that rarely gets our attention. A moment between sleep and activity, between stillness and movement, between who we are and everything we are about to do. For a few brief minutes, the day has yet not taken the hold. There are no conversations, no expectations, no roles to perform. It's simply your presence. Yet, most of us move through that moment without really noticing it. The mind starts rushing ahead, the schedules take over, and before the day has properly begun, we already start reacting to it. Perhaps this is why so many people end their day feeling disconnected. It's not because they lack intelligence or they lack ambition or because they lack good intentions. All of this is already there. But they truly never began the day for themselves. The ancient yogic traditions understood the significance of this transition. They saw the morning not merely as the start of another day, but as an opportunity to establish inner alignment before stepping into the world. And that is what I want to explore with you today. Most of us wake up every morning, but that does not mean we arrive. Physically, we are awake. Mentally, we are already somewhere else, rushing in the future, thinking ahead, planning, worrying, remembering, preparing. The body is here, but the mind is already running. Yoga invites a different beginning. It's not a more productive or a spiritual beginning, but a more conscious beginning of the day. In yogic tradition, the early morning is considered a naturally sattvic time, a time of clarity, a time when the mind is more receptive and when awareness can rise more easily. That is why many traditional practices begin in the morning. It's not because morning is really sacred in itself, but because the quality of the morning supports the quality of clarity of the mind. And a clear mind makes better choices. There is a beautiful phrase from the Indian tradition. We can call it a practice. It is Pratah Smarana, morning remembrance. I love this phrase because it suggests something profound. Perhaps what we need each morning is not more information, but more remembrance. Throughout this series, we have explored clarity, we have explored purpose, alignment. Yet, the challenge is rarely understanding these ideas. The challenge really is remembering them on an ordinary Tuesday morning or remembering them before a difficult meeting or before a stressful commute or a demanding day. We really forget. We forget what matters. We forget what our values are. We forget our intentions. We forget ourselves. And so the morning becomes an opportunity to return, to remember not who the world expects us to be, but who we wish to be. Many people begin the day with one question: what do I need to do today? It is a practical question, but it is not always the most transformative one. Yoga invites us to another question. How do I want to be today? Notice the difference. One focuses on the tasks, the to-do list. The other focuses on awareness, consciousness. One organizes activity, whereas the other shapes your experience. This is where the wisdom of yama and niyam becomes so relevant. Not as a philosophy, as a practice. Perhaps today I choose ahimsa, more kindness, or I choose satya, honesty. Or perhaps today I choose santosh, contentment, less comparison, more contentment. Instead of carrying 20 priorities into the day, we can carry one quality. And that quality begins influencing all our choices, conversations, and responses. There is a tendency to underestimate small beginnings. We assume transformation happens through dramatic breakthroughs, a life changing book, a major decision, some profound realization. Sometimes it does. More often, transformation is much quieter. It happens through repetition, through making the same choice, same practice, same return again and again. And that is what we discussed in our previous video. Patanjali calls as abhyasa, steady practice. And perhaps the most powerful thing about an aligned morning is not what happens on that morning. It is what happens after hundreds of mornings, months later, years later, when awareness becomes more natural, when intentions become more consistent, and when alignment becomes less of an effort and more of a way of being and way of living. Before we close, there is one important insight. The purpose of a morning practice is not to control the day. Life will surprise you, plans will still change, challenges will arise. The Bhagavad Gita reminds us Samatvam Yoga Uchyate. Yoga is equanimity. The goal is not to guarantee a perfect day or a perfect start of the morning. The goal is to begin from a very centered and grounded place. To carry a little more steadiness into the uncertainty of daily chaos. A little more awareness into action. A little more alignment into life. And that changes the way we experience everything. Tomorrow morning, before reaching out for your phone, pause just for a moment. Notice the space between sleep and activity. Notice the quiet before the world arrives. And ask yourself, how do I want to live today? How do I want to be in this day today? Not perfectly or forever, but just for today. Because a purposeful life is not created at once. It is created daily, one morning at a time, one choice at a time, one act of remembrance at a time. And when the morning is aligned, the day often follows. If you have been following this journey and finding yourself thinking, I understand these ideas, but I want help living them more consistently, then you are beginning to see the difference between insight and practice. I am currently exploring a deeper, purposeful living journey where we can work with these principles in a much more structured and experiential way. If that interests you, you will find the link to a short form in the description. Fill out that form, share your thoughts. I would love to hear from you. There is also a link to my website if you wish to know more. In the next episode, we are going to talk about energy management. Because sustainable success isn't built by managing every minute, by managing your time. It is built by managing the energy behind those minutes. I will see you in the next one. Till then, namaste.